scripting to manifest anything in your life. It might sound too good to be true that you can just pick up a pen and a piece of paper and write out what you want in life, and then poof, it becomes reality. It's not quite that simple. It's not quite just poof, it becomes reality as soon as you write it, but almost. So if you're curious about scripting, if you've done scripting before and you say, that doesn't work, I'm not only going to teach you why scripting works today, I'm going to teach you how to script and then what to do next. I have brought so many things into my reality this way. Love, a home, cars, money, all sorts of things. So if you want to know how to literally manifest whatever you want and have it just show up in the palm of your hand, or if it's too big for the palm of your hand, show up in your life somehow, then stick around, because that's exactly what I'm going to give you today. But before we get started, I want you to check and see if you're a subscriber here. And if not, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell so that you find out whenever we drop videos like this to help you live a wonderful, low stress, high success life with happiness and manifesting whatever you want.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
Scripting is really simple. It is literally writing a letter to the universe with everything that you want in it and then having it happen. Sounds too simple, right? Sounds too good to be true. Well, it's not, and my life is proof, as I told you before. But the thing that a lot of people get wrong is the method. So I'm going to tell you the 5 steps that you need to go through for successful scripting. First, I want to talk to you about why scripting works in the first place. Most people are so caught up in their circumstances, what's going on in their lives at the moment, and they're thinking about it. They're thinking about the things that aren't what they want as their primary focus. And their secondary focus is the thing that they want. So let's just use finances. If financially you do not have as much abundance in your hand as you want, so your bank account isn't as large as you want it to be, or you have expenses and you don't have the cash to cover those at the time, that would be a situation where you don't have the financial abundance that you desire. If you're focusing on the inability to pay those bills or inability to provide the things that you want or need, then you may wish that you had more financial abundance, but your focus, where your energy is flowing, is the lack. So many people will write in that situation, they would write scripting, I am a billionaire. Okay, that's not a bad thought. It's not a bad thought at all. But when you're sitting here with a stack of bills beside you and you look at your handwriting, I am a billionaire, your subconscious mind goes, duh, no you're not. Otherwise this stack of bills wouldn't be here. So that's the first major pitfall that people get into when it comes to scripting, is they're writing these huge things. Now, I'm not saying that you can't script huge things to manifest in your life. You can. So stay with me. What I'm saying is, if you're at 0, you don't go straight to a billion. You will get there, but let's start a little bit smaller. Okay? So this would be a good line to script for that. I have more money in my bank account than I need. I didn't assign a huge figure to it. I'm not limiting the universe to $1 billion. What if the universe wants to bring me $1 trillion? Maybe. So I have more money in my bank account than I need. I have literally scripted that. I don't ever have to worry about how much something costs if I want to purchase it. I have more money in my bank account than I need. That was what I scripted. And it pretty soon came true. We have an abundance in our family. We have more than we need, so that we have mostly everything that we want. And if we don't have everything that we want, I know that it's on the way, because I use this method continually, and I'm about to teach you what it is. So the first major pitfall, though, is that people will write really, really huge things that their subconscious won't get on board with. So we need to come up with, I'm just going to say, come up with 5 things that you really, really, really want in your life. And you can just write them down. I call this the pre-script. Just get a pen, get paper. I don't like to do this digitally. I like you to use paper so that you can have it and hold it. It's different. Subconsciously and consciously, it's different when you actually use a pen or a pencil and write things down on paper when you're scripting. So for your pre-script, and this is step number 1, pre-scripting is really get perfectly clear on what you want. Think about 5 things. If you're in that situation where you've got that stack of bills and you just need money to pay them, you could, write what I suggested before, or you could write, I always have more than enough to pay my bills. Okay, so that's the first step in scripting. Dear universe, I'm so happy and grateful now that you're going to write everything as if. Okay, so step number 1, pre-script, come up with 5 things that you really, 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 really want. And get clear on them. Most people don't have the clarity of what they really want. They think, oh, I want $1 billion. Well, they can't connect with what it feels like to have $1 billion. So it won't work. But they could connect with the feeling of, I have more than enough to pay my bills. So come up with 5 things like that. It could be anything. It could be, I want a new pair of boots. It could be anything big or small. This scripting method works for everything. It could be, finding the love of your life. It could be having children, a family. It could be pets that you want to adopt. It could be a vacation home, like our latest manifestation in my family. It could be anything. But let's just stick to 5 things. I'll tell you why. 5's not necessarily a magic number here, but if you write down every single thing that you want, 20, 30 things, you're gonna find out by the time we get to step number 5 that it's probably going to be a little bit more than you can commit to at first, but we have a solution for that. Okay, so pre-scripting step number 1, figure out what you want, just make a list. And then drill down why. If you write down, I want $1 billion, okay, wait, why do I want $1 billion? Oh, because I want to be able to buy whatever I want, spend whatever kind of money that I want to spend, and not have to worry about, is there enough in my account, or should I do this, could I do this, Okay, so do you really want $1 billion? No, you really want financial freedom. That's what I mean about getting perfectly clear. So that's your pre-scripting process. Your pre-scripting process is to find out those 5 things, 3, 4, 5. I wouldn't go over 5. And just get really super clear on what it actually is. Would $1 billion be great? Yes. Is that what you really want? No, I really want freedom. See the difference? I want the love of my life. Do you really, really, really want the love of your life? Or do you want to know that you are paired with your twin flame or your soulmate so that you have a fulfilling, love-based relationship? It's a little tweak. It's a little different, but those little tiny differences make a world's change, right? Okay, so we know step number 1 is pre-scripting work. Get really, really clear. Number 2, how to start your letter in the first place. Okay, so once you're clear, once you have step number 1 done, you want to go ahead and start your letter. Again, grab your pen, grab some paper, and I actually have last year's letter right here, and I've checked everything off. Everything happened. So you want to grab your pen, and I do my letters in a spiral notebook. I do a lot of gratitude journaling and stuff like that. So I just have this one notebook for scripting. You don't have to do that. You can use loose sheets of paper. Just make sure that it's something that you're not going to lose, because we're going to be using it every single day for a little while. Okay, so get your pen. Dear universe, dear God, whatever you feel called to, whatever or whomever you feel called to address your letter, that's who you address your letter. And you can just say, I am so happy and grateful. That's kind of the formula that I use for everything. I wrap everything in gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have more. I'm just going to go back to the financial example because it's super easy and most people are wanting to manifest more financial abundance. I have more abundance in my account than I need to pay my bills and meet all of my basic needs and wants. I have more than enough. Okay, so it's a 2-part scripting process though. So this is step number 2. figure out how to word that, one of your 5 desires, and then you come in and you think, how would this feel? How would I feel? You're writing everything as if it has already happened. So you're time traveling to the point where this has already happened and you're giving gratitude for it. Okay, so I'm so happy and grateful now that there's more money in my account than I could possibly ever need. This makes me feel, how? How does this make you feel? You need to attach to the emotions of it. The emotions are the key that will help you connect with the vibration of having this thing already happen. Does that make sense? I'm going to say that again. The emotions are key to getting you vibrationally to connect to the feeling of this thing already happening, being in your past and being part of your present. Right? So if you're trying to manifest a baby, what's it going to feel like to hold that baby in your arms? I am so happy and grateful now that I have a perfect little person as my child that I've always wanted. And that makes me feel happy and joyful and fulfilled, all of the things that it makes you feel. So each scripting point has 2 parts to it. One is what you want, stated as though it already exists. And 2 is how it makes you feel knowing that it already exists. Got it? Super simple. Step number 3, once you finish writing the 2-step scripting pieces, what you want, how it makes you feel, what you want, how it makes you feel, up to 5, however many you chose, then the second part of your letter needs to be gratitude. You're so happy and grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This gratitude session that you're doing in your letter is going to elevate your vibration. It's going to elevate your belief in these things. It's going to elevate your awareness of the feeling of all of these things being present in your life. Okay, so step 1 was pre-scripting. Get really clear, figure out what you want. Number 2, go ahead and start writing the letter. Dear universe, I'm so happy and grateful that this already exists because it makes me feel like this. Do that for however many points that you have. Number 3 is gratitude. You've got to wrap this thing up in gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful for this, because this, because this, because this, because all of these things. And everything is stated in the present. Here's one little thing to be aware of. Don't state that this didn't always exist in your life. So if you really, really want a boyfriend or a girlfriend, oh, for the longest time I couldn't find the person that I wanted, but I'm happy and grateful now that I have them. Just leave out the negative part. There's no room for negativity in here at all. You don't even need to say that. You don't need to point out that it wasn't there. You are acutely aware that there was a time in which this was not there, because that time allowed the opportunity for you to desire it. So all of these things, your letter, everything, and the gratitude are stated in present tense as though all of your scripting items have already come to be and are present in your life. Step number 4, you need to reread this letter morning and night aloud to yourself. And here's how I want you to do this. And this is the reason that I said, really just go with about 5 things, because if you put 20 or 30 things on there, this is going to take you a long amount of time. And if you're in a hurry or something, you're allowing some other like lower level vibrations to creep in, and that can really hurt your success of manifestation. So if you go over 5 and you allow that, ooh, I've really got to rush through this, to creep in, don't come back and tell me that my scripting process doesn't work, because it does. You just didn't follow it. All right, so you need to, after you finish your letter, you've done steps 1, 2, and 3, you should go back and read your letter. Read it. Take time. Sit in stillness before you pick it up to read it. Do some deep breathing. Calm your mind so that you can fully focus on this beautiful manifestation that you can hold in your hand, so that you can hold it, look down, and you can literally read it. I want you to read it aloud to yourself. Dear universe, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have more money in my account than I need to pay my bills and meet all my basic needs. This makes me feel fulfilled and happy and safe and full of hope for things to come. and allow yourself, while you are reading this, allow these feelings to boil up inside you. At the end of each point, close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel it. Allow that feeling to grow. Allow that feeling to expand. Recognize where in your body this shows up and what it feels like. Like for me, it happens right around my solar plexus chakra, and it's just like a bright ball of light, and it just feels like yellow happiness to me. So I've really, really thought about this. I've spent a lot of time focusing on this. You don't want to rush this process. So you'll go through each point and then you'll do that. Then you'll read aloud the gratitude section and go slowly. This is going to take you maybe 5 minutes in the morning and maybe 5 minutes at night, because that's part of step number 4. As soon as you finish your letter, then read your letter aloud. And then this is going to be part of your morning and evening routine every single day for 30 days minimum. And probably around day 21, you're going to start to see a lot of movement toward one or more of the points. And just check it off. Just get a different color highlighter or a marker or whatever and check it off as things happen. And so as you're continuing to read this letter, continue to do it until you've checked off all the pieces. And then as these things become evident in your life, as they become present, your subconscious mind is going to believe more in this process. So let's say you've marked off one of your 5 things. Well, your subconscious mind is like, wait, hold on, it worked. So it's going to amplify the results on the other 4 things. When 2 things have come, it'll amplify the results on the 3 things that are left, and so forth. Okay? So you need to read this morning and night with a calm mind and without being in a hurry. If people say, I'm never going to have enough time to do that in the morning, what I do is I just wake up a little bit earlier so that I can fit it in the quiet of the morning, before the animals have started to move around, before the humans have started to move around, before the noises and things like that. And I just invest literally 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening to pull this out, calm my mind, read it, feel it while I'm saying it, and then I put the letter back where it goes. Now, I keep the letter in one very specific place where I know I'll be able to have privacy twice a day. So you just need to keep it somewhere where you know you're going to know where it is, and it's going to be easily accessible to you and where you can have privacy. All right, and I told you that there were 5 points. So the 5th point is, as you begin to manifest all these things, you're going to get urges to go in different directions or be propelled into action. Follow those urges, because what is happening is your subconscious is being guided to push you in the direction of your manifestation. So there is action and attraction, and don't feel uncomfortable taking that action. Like, go for it. Like, seriously, just go for it. If there's something that you're thinking about doing, go for it. Take that inspired, aligned action. That's something to write down for yourself. You want to take inspired, aligned action, because that action that you take is inspired. Those desires to move in that direction are coming from somewhere. They're coming from your script. They're coming from the universe as an answer to your script. So you've got to be in action. Check off your manifestations, and please come back and tell me that this has worked for you, because I love getting your stories about how scripting is working for you, and I've gotten several of them so far from folks who have followed this method. So I'd love to have more stories from you about that. Also, what happens when you're done with your letter? Fold it up. The reason that I keep it in one notebook is so that I have them all together. But otherwise, if it's loose paper, fold it up, put it in the bottom of a drawer where you know it's not going to go anywhere, and write another one. So at the beginning, I was like, well, if you've got 0, don't go all the way to 1 billion. But if you can go to more than I need, double that, triple what you can get there. Just stair step up, so that you're not asking too much of yourself at one time, and you're not allowing any of your subconscious blocks, like there's no way that could happen, or what are all the things that would need to exist in my life in order for all of this to happen. Don't let any of that noise come in. you're going to want it to be very quiet and peaceful in there. So just one step at a time, one step at a time. All right, if this video has been of help to you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you didn't already, check to see if you're a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button and the bell. I cannot wait to get your scripting, your scripting success stories, and I'll share them here. And just make sure that you're subscribers so that you get notifications when we post updates and things like this that can help you manifest your dream.